Yo, YouTube, what is good, bro? Gang, what's good? And we are back with another video, and in this video I'm going to give you guys my top 5 JRPGs of 2022. As we all know, 2022 was probably one of the most amazing years for JRPGs, with some amazing releases that came out this year. So stay tuned to find out who makes my personal top 5 list. So before we get into this top 5 list, I want to give some honourable mentions. First of all, to Live Alive. Live Alive was an amazing game that I played this year, man. Them HD 2D graphics, I can never get enough of them. Absolutely beautiful looking game. Super underrated and super slept on game from this year. I was super happy as well to see that this game made RPG of the Year nominees as well at the Game Awards 2022. Absolutely amazing game. Pokemon Legends Arceus as well. Pokemon Legends Arceus was an amazing game for me personally. I really enjoyed the hell out of that game, man. Super amazing. It was such a difference from the traditional Pokemon games that we're used to seeing, and I'm hoping that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company do actually proceed and make more Legends type of games as well. Legends Arceus was an amazing start for this kind of like spin-off in the franchise. Also, Tactics Ogre Reborn. That was probably one of my first videos that I made on this channel. Tactics Ogre Reborn was amazing for me personally. It was so great to revisit that game. I have not finished it yet, but I'm still playing through it, trudging along slowly with that game, just enjoying the battle mechanics, everything that game has to offer. I absolutely love Tactics Ogre, so it was great to replay one of my PSP childhood classics. So I actually really enjoyed those 3 games. So unfortunately they don't make the top 5, but they were amazing games. It wasn't by a lot that they didn't make the 5th spot, unfortunately. But I would say out of the 3 games that I mentioned here, I would say Live was definitely the one that was going to take the cake and probably would have made that 5th spot. So without further ado, let's just hop straight into the top 5. So coming out at number 5, we have Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, developed by Omega Force and published by Koei Tecmo. So Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is a spin-off of Fire Emblem Three Houses and a successor to Fire Emblem Warriors that released in 2017. Three Hopes is set in the same universe as Three Houses, although characters and story elements from the original game are heavily featured. It takes place in an alternative timeline and features a new character named Xrpg'S as its protagonist. In Three Hopes, Xrpg'S, a mercenary whose team was decimated by Byleth in battle, joins the military academy of Jrpg'S Monastery and becomes a student in one of 3 classes, each including students from one of the 3 nations of the continent of Fodlan. Like in Three Houses, the game allows players to decide which classes to join, leading to different story paths and playable characters. So guys, I actually enjoyed the hell out of Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, man. Probably one of my most slept on games from 2022, man. That's why it comes in at number 5. An absolutely amazing game. Amazing gameplay loop as well, man. I'm really such a big fan of that Musou style, Warriors type of style gameplay. I did play Persona 5 Strikers a few years back, and that was a game that I really enjoyed, man. I'm really starting to like these JRPG Musou style spin-offs as well. They actually are really fun, man. And it's games that I really implore people to play as well. They never really seem to stray too far away as well from the original gameplay loop as well. Of course, this is more action styled, and of course Fire Emblem is more known for being more strategic as well. It's more of a strategy RPG as well, but they do seem to incorporate it very well with the Musou style Warriors type of style gameplay. Of course, they've done it in Persona 5 Strikers as well. I'm actually such a big fan of the way they do this. They kind of incorporate their style in it, but they always seem to maintain the same style that the original game had as well, which makes it super fun for fans of this series. For me personally, I just found it so amazing to play with the Blue Lions again, man. One of my favorite houses from the continent of Fodlan. Super amazing. I do implore people to play this game, and yeah, man, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, that comes in at the number 5 spot, and definitely a game I implore people to check out and try, man. So coming in at number 4, we have Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, published and developed by Square Enix. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is the high definition remaster version of the smash hit prequel to Final Fantasy VII. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion follows the story of Zack Fair, a young warrior admired by the boy destined to save the world, trusted by men renowned as heroes of legend, and loved by the girl who holds the fate of the planet in her hands. The tale of Zack's dreams and honor, the legacy that connects him to Cloud, is revealed in full in this grand saga that has broken the limits of a high definition remaster. So guys, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion was a game that I was definitely looking forward to this year, man. So happy that this game lived up to his expectations as well. It was so great to actually see this game remastered in HD as well. It just looks so beautiful, man. The gameplay was super fun, just as fun as I remembered it being on the PSP, if not even more fun as well. Definitely one of the most beloved characters in the franchise as well with Zack Fair. It just felt so good to actually see him actually playing as him as well in those HD graphics as well. Of course, we did see him in Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it was so great to actually play as him as well. Of course, there were a few gripes that I had with the game in terms of things like voice acting as well, but that's just a side note over there that we probably have to get to in another video. But in terms of the actual game itself, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and definitely a game that I would implore people to play, especially if you was a fan of Final Fantasy VII Remake. So that is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, and that comes in at the number 4 spot. So coming in at number 3, we have Star Ocean: The Divine Force, published by Square Enix and developed by Tri-Ace. Star Ocean: The Divine Force will transport players to an expansive sci-fi fantasy world and take them on an exhilarating journey with fast-paced action combat, rich exploration, and an original story. So guys, Star Ocean: The Divine Force was one game that caught me off guard this year, man. Really caught me off guard. I was not expecting it to be this good, man. Of course, it had its few issues here and there, but that's besides the point, man. The actual game itself was so fun. The gameplay was super fun. I really enjoyed the story thoroughly as well. And one thing I want to say that I enjoyed the most was the characters, bro. The characters were amazing. All of them had their own unique personalities. I absolutely loved them. They all complemented the story perfectly. I love Raymond so much. An amazing character design as well. This game was a real sleeper this year, man. Real sleeper. That's why it's at the number 3 spot for me. I personally enjoyed this story a lot. I actually did beat this game, I want to say a month ago now as well. So this game was really fun for me, and that is Star Ocean: The Divine Force. That comes in at the number 3 spot, and definitely a game that I implore people to play as well, man. This is actually really slept on from this year and actually exceeded expectations way more than I actually thought it would. So coming in at number 2, we have Triangle Strategy, published by Square Enix and Nintendo and developed by Square Enix and Art Dink Corporation. Triangle Strategy is a turn-based strategy role-playing game which strategically lets you command a group of warriors after being entangled in a surging conflict between 3 nations. Key choices you make will influence the story and outcome of this grand conflict. The stunning HD 2D visual style blends 3D environments and modern effects with pixel art characters and details. So guys, as I've mentioned on the channel before, if it wasn't for a certain game being number 1 in my 2022 JRPGs of the year list, this game would take the cake, man. This is easily right behind it, man. Triangle Strategy was an amazing game that I played this year, man. The story blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. I'm currently replaying through it again. That's how good it is as well, just going through the different choices that you can even make on the game. The voice acting is amazing, the story is amazing, the gameplay itself is so gripping and so amazing. You can get lost in that game for hours, man, and easily have 100 hours on that game, easily, even going back with replays as well after finishing the game. So Triangle Strategy easily up there, probably for me. If it wasn't for a certain someone being number 1, you guys probably know what game I'm going to be talking about next. But this game would definitely take the cake to be the number 1 spot for me personally. A game that I thoroughly enjoyed, and one game that I thoroughly always recommend to people as well, man. This is an amazing game, amazing game. Super slept on. Probably if I had it my way as well, probably be up there for Game of the Year as well at the Game Awards 2022. But that is Triangle Strategy coming in at number 2. Definitely a game that I implore people to play 1000%, man. An amazing game from start to finish. Amazing job by Square Enix, and probably one of their better releases from this year as well. And finally, to no one's surprise, coming in with the number 1 spot is Xenoblade Chronicles 3, published by Nintendo and developed by Monolith Soft. Easily one of my favorite JRPGs to release in the last few years, and probably one of my favorite Xenoblade Chronicles games in the series. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is an action RPG where you join Noah and Mio, members of 2 opposing nations of Kevis and Agnes, on a heartfelt journey through a warring world with a dark secret. Traverse massive fantastical landscapes and master seamless real-time RPG combat as you expose the true enemy pulling the strings. So guys, as I've mentioned in previous videos, you guys will know how much I love Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I've said it so much over Twitter, so much in Discord, so much on Twitch streams, everywhere. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is easily my favorite game this year and the best game that I played this year. And if I had it my way, this game would be Game of the Year, man, easily. An amazing cast of characters, an amazing world, amazing combat. Everything about this game is perfect for me. Perfect. Nothing is wrong with this game, man. This is an amazing game. Monolith Soft never ever miss, man, and I'm so happy as well that this game was nominated for Game of the Year as well. This is such a big step for JRPGs and such a big step for Monolith as well, because they have amazing world building, they have amazing characters, amazing combat. Their games are always so well done, man, from start to finish. It's a game that you can get lost in from just playing the main story, that which will last you about 70 hours, or you can just dive in and do every single side quest you want to do. That's available on that game. That game could easily take you to 200 hours plus, man, of playtime. This is a game that I enjoyed thoroughly from start to finish, man, and a game that I implore everyone to play, man, everyone to play. A game that people need to experience. I think a lot of people at the Game Awards 2022 were kind of confused as to why Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was up there for Game of the Year. Of course, it was a no-brainer that Elden Ring was going to win it, but for this game to even be in that category, to even be nominated for it, is just such a big step for JRPGs and such a big step for Monolith Soft and such a big step for the Xenoblade Chronicles franchise as well. I easily believe this is probably the best game that they've made in the series as well. The story was amazing, the characters were amazing. The characters are amazing in every single game, but this one just pulled on the heartstrings even more, man. Such an amazing game that you guys 1000% need to check out as well. So that is my top 5 JRPGs of 2022, man. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, of course, taking the #1 spot for me personally. Easily my favorite JRPG of this year, and a game that I implore everybody to play. And all the games that I mentioned in this list as well, everyone should be playing these games, man, 1000%. So that'll do it for this video, guys. That was my top 5 JRPGs of 2022. Please let me know down below in the comments what your favorite JRPGs of this year were. I would love to see you guys list. Also, I want to say a big thank you to you guys for showing me love and support all throughout this year. This has been an amazing year for the channel, man, amazing growth, and I'm hoping that we can all grow together next year as well. So here's to a happy 2023. Happy New Year to you all as well. Please like, sub, share if you're new, hit that notification bell so you get notified for my videos first, and I hope I can be you guys #1 source for all JRPG news. So from me to you, this has been your bruv, the big bruv, and I'm gonna catch you guys in 2023. I'm out. Peace.